harpoon pierced through my chest in an instant. This was the 138th time I died. The killer even taunted me with a wave, but every time I died, I would return to the same day, repeating the endless cycle of being hunted. On the 140th attempt, I jumped out the window during the explosion, landing precisely in a garbage truck. Just when I thought I could escape this time, I was hit by a car the next second. After experiencing 150 resurrections, I began to compromise. I could never survive past 1247. Even if I managed to escape by luck, I would die in a car accident, or in an explosion, or be killed by a woman wielding a machete. So I decided to use this time loop to make amends with my child. When we walked out of the basement, the time showed 12:50, 3 minutes longer than I'd ever survived before. Through the fact that there was no signal in the basement, I immediately realized I had a tracker on me. When I learned from an old friend at the security company that teeth were the best place to implant trackers, I immediately pulled out my own tooth and found the tracking device inside. On the 156th resurrection, I prepared to use the tracker to lure the killers, but crashed my car directly into the warehouse and died. Upon reviving again, I finally met the mastermind behind everything, but was still killed by that woman with a single slash. So I decided to learn from a sword master. At first, the master subdued me using only his bare hands. With each resurrection, I eventually defeated the master with a sword and began my revenge. Facing the woman who constantly mocked me, I directly cut off her hair. Then, with my agile footwork, I scored my first kill. But just then, the big boss kidnapped my son. By the time I arrived, my son had already been killed. Upon resurrecting again, my son suddenly told me that at 7:03, his mother had called him. I suddenly realized the mastermind was my ex-wife's boss, and she had been eliminated after discovering his secret. So I decided to use these 14 minutes to change the future. This time, I jumped directly onto a helicopter, reached the base at 7:10, eliminated all the killers by 7:12, and saw my ex-wife being murdered. I quickly slid under the table, killed the assassin with one sword strike, then smoothly caught a gun and instantly took down the big boss.